Today in this 2018 Honda CRV, we'll be having a look at and showing you how to install the Curt T-connector vehicle wiring harness with a 4-pole flat trailer connector. Part number C56370. Here's what our wiring harness looks like installed. Now the reason you're going to want a 4-pole flat wiring harness like this one is so that you can safely and legally tow a trailer and have the necessary lighting functions that are required by law. This white wire provides the ground connection between our CRV and our trailer. This brown wire provides our taillight and running light circuit. And on that circuit, we have a total power output of 6 amps. That being said, if you're towing a trailer that has incandescent lights, you want to make sure you limit yourself to about 2 bulbs per side. If you're towing a trailer that has LEDs, you'll be much safer since LEDs do draw less power. The yellow wire is our left turn signal and left brake light. The green wire is our right turn signal and right brake light. And on each one of those circuits, we have a total power output of 3 amps per side. Now, you'll want to limit yourself to about 2 incandescent bulbs there and you'll be okay. With LEDs, you can run more safely. We have this nice dust cover here, which will help protect your connector when it's not in use. Even though it is stored inside the vehicle, that is a nice thing to have. Now, one thing we can do that I recommend doing is taking some dielectric grease, which you have available on our website, and going inside the connector. That'll just better help prevent any corrosion from occurring. Then we can take our dust cover and close it back over that. We do have plenty of wire to reach down by the receiver on our hitch to make it an easy connection to our trailer. When we have unhooked from our trailer and we don't need our wiring out anymore, we can easily store it inside the vehicle. And then it's completely out of the way, not visible. When we do want to tow our trailer, you can grab it out, lay our wiring harness flat against our weather stripping here, away from our hatch latch. This way, when we close the hatch, it's not going to pinch any of our wires. Now, when we compare our Curt wiring harness to one of the other options available on our website, the Taillight wiring harness, we did notice some differences here. The main difference that we found is in regards to power output. Our Taillight wiring harness does have a little bit more power output. It has 7.5 amps of power output for its tail light and running light circuit, and 5 amps each for our turn signals and brake light circuits. This isn't really a huge deal. It's just something to keep in mind if you're towing an older trailer that has incandescent lights on it, or you have many lights on it, you may need the extra power that the Taillight wiring harness offers. Or another thing you could do is consider upgrading the lights on your trailer to LED lights because they draw less power, and then you probably won't have a problem with the Curt wiring harness. Now that we've gone over some features, we'll show you how to get it installed. To begin our install, we're going to open our rear hatch. Now we'll take out our cargo cover. Now our lower threshold here, we're going to remove this by pulling up on it. Now our upper threshold, we need to remove this one as well. To do that, we'll just grab it and pull straight down. Okay, on our driver's side panel here, behind the latch that folds down our rear seat, we need to remove this panel. To do that, we'll just take a flathead screwdriver, press down on this tab, pull it forward, and we can lift it out. Behind that cover, we'll find 2 Phillips screws that we need to remove. Now our lower cargo hook, we need to remove this. In order to do that, we'll open it partially. At the bottom of it, there's a white plastic clip. If we press in on that clip, we can pull out at the same time. Okay, now our side panels here, we need to pull these away from the driver's side. We'll start with the top one, and we'll use plastic trim panel tools to help remove them. Once we have it started, you can grab it by hand and start to pull it back. Okay, as we pull back our panels, we have an unoccupied connector that's white in color right behind the upper panel. This is where our factory tow package is, And this is where we'll plug in our harness to. Okay, we pulled our connector out a little bit so we can see it better. Okay, now we'll take our factory tow package connector and the corresponding connector in our wiring harness, and we'll plug the two together. Once it clicks in place, pull back and make sure it's secure. Now we'll take our fuse holder that's on our harness and install the provided fuse. We'll close the cover up. Okay, we went ahead and secured up our module out of the way with the provided zip ties. You can also use the double-sided tape if you want. I find the zip ties are a little bit more secure though. We went ahead and took our 4-pole wire and routed it out the bottom of our side panel here. Now we can replace all of our panels the same way that we removed them. Now we'll test out our wiring. We're using a 4-pole flat trailer tester, which we have available on our website as part number I26. We'll start by turning on our headlights and ensuring that those work. And with our headlights on, our tail light and running light functions working properly. Do our left turn signal now. That's working. Followed by our right. That's working as well. Make sure our brake lights are working. Both of those are good. Now we'll double check our turn signals while our foot is on the brake to make sure everything still works properly. Perfect. Everything's working like it's supposed to. And that completes our look at and showing you how to install the Curt T-connector vehicle wiring harness with a 4-pole flat trailer connector, part number C56370 on this 2018 Honda CRV.